the Departmental Committee of Energy to the question by the Honorable Joseph Gitari, member for Kirinyaga Central. Honorable Karembo, your point of order. Hold on a minute. Let's hear Honorable.
Well, Honorable Speaker, it is not a point of order, but I am surprised that Chair Departmental Committee on Agriculture is not ready with this statement, yet I am imagining that it was properly briefed that I am here in this parliament today purposely to get a response on the statement that I had raised. Honorable Chair, that makes me wonder whether indeed the Chair is keen to have the matter addressed, because it is not actually an issue to do with me as a person, but the issue to do with my people.
No, I think he's just said it's a bit delayed, and he has said it will come in an hour. So let's give him that 1 hour. Thank you. All right, proceed. Chairperson, Energy Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. This is a request for response to a statement regarding the status of electricity projects in Kirinyaga County before the Departmental Committee on Energy. Honorable Speaker, reference is made to the letter reference that is given there, which is dated 1st April 2025 by Member of Parliament Kirinyaga Central, Honorable Joseph Gashoki, who requested our committee to look into the statement regarding the status of electricity project in Kirinyaga County. Honorable Speaker, following that letter, Honorable Speaker, the following are the submissions as requested. Question number 1 sought to get the status of various schemes in Kirinyaga County. The project listed in the request for statement are part of the current last mile project under European Investment Bank, French Development Agency, and the European Union funding secured by Government of Kenya for electrification of various parts of the country. Honorable Speaker, the first table gives 12 projects which were listed, starting with Kariko, which is a REREC, and it is an award called INOI, and the funding, the last column indicates who are the funders, and that is the European Investment Bank. And they go all the way down to the last one is Career Village and Career Factory in award called Kerogoya and funded by European Investment Bank. Further, to ensure universal access to electricity is achieved, the ministry through REREC has been implementing public facilities and transform maximization project in all the 4 constituencies in Kirinyaga County. Specifically, in the last 2 financial years, that is 2023-24, 24-25, REREC has invested 197.17 million in the county for implementation of various programs and project. This is an equivalent of 24 number of projects benefiting 2,329 households as per Table 1. In Geshugu, we have targeted customer 55, Kirinyaga Central 570, Mwea 1,113, Ndia 591, a total of 2,329 customers. The constituency project status analysis, the State Department through REREC has identified specific projects in various stages of implementation in each of the 4 constituencies in Kirinyaga County as enumerated below. Honorable Speaker, again, Table 2 has 9 projects that has different names of projects, starting with Miria Career Village with a total cost of 2 million.
Just 1 minute, Honorable Gikaria. Is the Honorable Member for Kirinyaga Central here? The person is the one who requested the statement. So if he's not in the House, that the case will be that you just table the statement.
Much obliged, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much.
So let's move to the next order.
Order number 8, procedural motion, exemption of business from provision of Standing Order 43.
Honorable Bayer for the Leader of Majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the procedural motion on exemption of business from the provision of Standing Order 43. Honorable Speaker, that this House resolves to exempt the business appearing as order number 9 in today's order paper from the provisions of Standing Order 43, being a Wednesday morning, a day allocated for business not sponsored by the majority or minority party or business sponsored by a committee. Honorable Speaker, in moving, I want to say this, that today is Wednesday, and Wednesdays are meant for private members' bills and or committee bills. But because we have a matter that is very important for this country, the Social Protection Bill, Honorable Speaker, it is important that we allow debate on this bill that is coming on the second reading so that we are able to pass this as soon as possible. Honorable Speaker, passing this bill unlocks billions and a lot of money that will be used, Honorable Speaker, for social protection. If you look at social protection, we have money that is usually given to Kenyans that require support of government in their livelihoods and in their lives. And this is such an important bill, Honorable Speaker. As I prepare the Honorable Silvanus Osoro, the Chief Whip, to second this motion, Honorable Speaker, I would like to say that this is a piece of legislation that we must have as a country, the Social Protection Bill. This bill, Honorable Speaker, if you look at the money that we give, 3.4 billion, Honorable Speaker, that goes into supporting the WAZE, the fund that is usually released, the Social Protection Fund, and many other funds and other monies that are given in kind. If we do not pass this bill as a country, we suffer the consequence of not being able to support the vulnerable people in our country. And therefore, it is important that this Wednesday today, we debate this bill and pass it at second reading so that, Honorable Speaker, we unlock the billions of funds that may come from our friends, our donors, and partners who want to support the vulnerable. I can see the Honorable Member for Nakuru looking at me. Yes, there are very many vulnerable people in Nakuru. And if we pass this bill, Honorable Speaker, the people of Nakuru will be helped and they will have a lot of money, Honorable Speaker. And Kwanza, actually the people of Kwanza require, the people of Baringo North, and we have to pass this bill, Honorable Speaker. I think it is consensus. Just a few people, we discuss this bill, we pass it, and billions are unlocked to help even the people of Honorable Gesairo. Honorable Speaker, I move and request the Honorable Silvanus Osoro to support the procedural motion. Thank you. To second the procedural motion.
Honorable Osoro, proceed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, you know the Honorable Deputy Majority Leader was a drama teacher in school, so he speaks with a lot of expressions when making a point, and that is very good. But be that as it may, Honorable Speaker, what we are seeking in this procedural motion, Honorable Speaker, is to exempt the business, Honorable Speaker, of today, this very morning, because ideally, it's within the knowledge of members that Wednesday mornings are preserved for the private members' bill, and it can only be through the movement of this House, the agreement by this House, that we exempt that business so that we can dispense of the government business, Honorable Speaker, that is very crucial. Honorable Speaker, one of the very serious business that we really need to dispense of, Honorable Speaker, that is in the order paper, is the Social Protection Bill. I see several members really confusing the bill that is in order 11 and the bill that was also in the order paper yesterday, Honorable Speaker. And I want to assure the honorable members that the bill that is in order 11 is a private member's bill. Very, very different from what members, think to be the, what should be on the order paper, Honorable Speaker. So we seek to exempt the business, Honorable Speaker, of today, so that we can push forward the business of the social protection. But, Honorable Speaker, I was surprised when Honorable Owen said that the reason why we are pushing for the social protection bill is to support people like the Honorable member for Kwanza. And I don't know what he meant. I don't know whether the Honorable member for Kwanza is 75 and requires the 2,000 shillings in a month. But if indeed he requires, when eventually it goes up, it will be very good. So, and he should have mentioned the other members, the Honorable Yusuf, the Honorable member for Kwanza, and several others, Honorable Speaker, who was 75, Honorable Speaker, and above. And with that, Honorable Speaker, I beg to second. And Honorable Moroto, too.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that this House resolves to exempt the business appearing on order number 9 in today's order paper from the provisions of Standing Order 43, being a Wednesday morning, a day allocated for the business not sponsored by the majority or minority party or business sponsored by a committee. I can give one or two people to say something. Honorable Millie, would you like to speak? Okay, honorable members, I now put the question that this House resolves to exempt the business appearing on order number 9 in today's order paper from the provisions of Standing Order 43, being a Wednesday morning, a day allocated for business not sponsored by the majority or minority party or business sponsored by a committee. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? No. The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025, second reading, resumption of debate.
Yeah, so honorable members, I think this particular bill had been moved, it had been seconded, so now we're just proceeding, and proposed, so now we are proceeding with debate. So Honorable Millie Odhiambo, you had said you wanted to contribute to this bill?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I wish to thank you for giving me this opportunity. And Madam Speaker, I, at the onset, want to say that I support this bill. Madam Speaker, when I first came into Parliament, I was originally moving actually a similar bill, but I spoke with the late Honorable Joyce Laboso, who also had a similar idea, and agreed to cede my bill to it. Madam Speaker, the reason why I think this bill is very good and very timely, Madam Speaker, is because, Madam Speaker, all my life, this is what I witnessed. My mother was a social worker, working with the County Council of Homa Bay those days. And Madam Speaker, this is all that she did all her life, cushioning vulnerable persons. And Madam Speaker, one of the things that was very clear then was that our house, we were used to people coming in when they were not even able to get government support. And my mom helped a lot of people. Young bright people get access to Starehe Boys Center. Then we didn't have a Starehe Girls Center. A lot of people get medical assistance and others. Of course, at this point in time, we also have different systems of assistance through, the government. But I'm happy that this social protection bill will actually then ensure that we take care of the vulnerable in a more consolidated and cohesive manner. I know that when Honorable Joyce brought her bill, it has not actually been actualized. And so this coming from the government will get the actual support that is needed. I know Honorable Masara has brought in a similar bill, and I wish the government side had actually spoken to Honorable Masara before, because sometimes it's discouraging for a member of parliament to put in so much effort, and then midway you are told, no, now the government has brought one. Of course, it's much better when it's supported by the government, and especially when it's a member who is having his second or so term. Me, I've been here a long time. I've ceded a few of my bills to the government. Even more recently, Obedwanle had told me that they are taking over one of my bills, which I'm okay with. But so long as you make sure you don't lose the core concerns and interests that the member had in that bill. So I think it is in good order and out of courtesy that you should also talk to a member when the government wants to take over a bill that a member is doing, and just to agree so that you consolidate. Madam Speaker, one of the things that I'd want to say that I like about this bill is on the principles of the bill, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, if you look at clause 5, clause 5 says the implementation of this act shall be guided by the following principles: equity, social justice, inclusiveness, non-discrimination, and participatory governance. Madam Speaker, when you talk about equity, it means that we'll be paying focus to especially marginalized and vulnerable groups, including women, including poor children, and areas that even have economically for many years been marginalized and not included in the system. And Madam Speaker, when you talk about non-discrimination, again, it's the same concept that brings in all those areas that have been left out. Madam Speaker, I'm also happy that the other principle that is raised in the bill is promotion of a rights-based approach to the delivery of social protection interventions. And Madam Speaker, when you are talking about a rights-based approach, Madam Speaker, it is an approach that ensures that there is participation by the public and that there's a component of accountability, and where people are not happy, that there is a process of an appeal system where you can actually raise concerns where the process is not done well. Madam Speaker, it also talks about adequacy, accessibility, and sustainability of social protection interventions. And Madam Speaker, when we are talking about accessibility, one of the things I'm hoping that this bill will do will to take into account the geographical variations in this country. For instance, if you are talking about Madam Speaker, even as I'm speaking, I've gotten distracted by Honorable Clive, Madam Speaker. And I just want, Madam Speaker, I don't know if I have your attention. Madam Speaker? Yes, Madam Speaker, Honorable Clive, who has since started calling himself Honorable Matiang'i. Is he properly dressed? He's wearing sneakers in the house. I know he's really supporting Honorable Matiang'i, but he's wearing sneakers in the house. Is that proper dressing for a member, Madam Speaker? Maybe you can direct maybe after I've finished my contribution.
I think the Sergeant at Arms can check that and advise me, because I can't see.
Yeah, I know he has. He's come with me from Tashkent, and he got very good outfit from Tashkent. But is this the time to showcase what he got from Tashkent, Madam Speaker? Madam Speaker, the adequacy, accessibility, and sustainability of social protection intervention is also important. And so that, Madam Speaker, we are not just talking about tokenism. So, and then we feel that we have actually supported our vulnerable. Madam Speaker, I want to give an example of what I saw one time in my constituency. Madam Speaker, why this bill is important. One time when I was going around and I went to this community, and this lady...
What's your point of order, Honorable Osoro?
Sorry, Honorable Speaker, it's not my wish to interrupt my learned senior Honorable Millie, and it's really unrelated to what she was, and to her submission. But I see the Honorable Gisai, Honorable Speaker, is not properly dressed to be in chambers, Honorable Speaker. He is actually in sneakers or sports shoes or something.
Honorable Osoro, I already ruled on that. I've asked that the Sergeant at Arms looks at it, checks if he's properly dressed, but and advises me,
still seated,
because he's not within my eye view. So the Sergeant at Arms is going to advise me shortly. Let's proceed, Honorable Millie.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'd already actually raised the issue because I know Honorable Clive wants to show that he's come back from Tashkent, Uzbekistan. I was with him, so I know he has really got some really nice outfits. And he said that he would be using them maybe to, to welcome Matiang'i, but the welcome is done. So just now, dress properly for Parliament. But Madam Speaker, I was just saying, I was giving an example that when I went to my constituency, Madam Speaker, and one of the women who came to me, the public actually asked me to assist this woman. And when she came to me, she literally pulled her dress up, her blouse up, before the public. And she had a terrible breast, which was oozing with pus. And it's one of the things that I've just seen on textbooks, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, unfortunately, what Kenyans know now is that social protection has become almost a sole mandate of elected leaders. When I go to the constituency as a member of parliament, when other members of parliament got down to seek support, to seek to do their representation role, we are added other roles, which include social protection. And Madam Speaker, that is why sometimes I get amazed when you hear people who are elitists, who are divorced from realities of the ground, saying how CDF should be removed, Madam Speaker. Even though CDF focuses not on social protection but infrastructure, it has actually ameliorated some of the challenges and pressures that were put on members of parliament. And one of those issues that are placed on members of parliament right now is the issue of social protection. Madam Speaker, I recently started my PhD studies, and I seek to undertake my thesis on challenging some age-old held theories, including separation of powers. Madam Speaker, a very good concept that talks about the role of an MP being legislative, representative, and representation, but forgets the reality on the ground. That when I go to the ground,